There we go. Filters. I tell you, I don't want to work on this anymore. I'm going to cut this mask off, and I think I'm going to take a break from the rest of this model. Let's see what the fuck I'm doing here. Hey Ray, good morning. Dude, sorry for not replying last night. It's a bit of a whirlwind night. So I'm just trying to see. There it is. Anyway, so yeah, we went to we went to a about. Is that what you said? It was a about. That was good. Sorry, give me a second here. I think I'm doing this right. Honest to goodness, can't tell. Like I say, this is my forte. It gets intense, yeah. Actually, yeah. So last night, just for anybody else who's tuning in, last night I went to, with my wife, we went to see my older daughter's team, her roller derby team. Now, she doesn't play on the team because she's just started. However, she was helping her team out with, I guess, some of the stuff that they're doing. Like she was going to be one of the people who's going to help prepare tape when things got lifted. Anyway, so my wife and I went to their first game this season, and it was fun. Learned quite a bit. It's what's fascinating, I guess, about roller derby, which I really enjoyed, was that you have both offense and defense going on at the same time. It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. So definitely enjoyed it. I will likely go back to another game. Our next one's coming up sometime in June, or her team, I should say. So this is not. She doesn't play. She's just learning. But this is the team that she is learning with. It was good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of getting to the point of being yeah. I mean, masking is fine. It's like I'm used to it. Just really was hoping not to make this into a significantly complex project, but it's become that. Just not fun. I don't want to just get through this. Whew. Well, before she gets to being about, need to get that training in first. Absolutely. Hey, Dwayne. Good morning. How are you, my friend? Oh, absolutely. Actually, and especially after watching the bout last night, the guy, I don't know, is that what they call them, bouts? In any case, after watching it, um, the first of all, just having the skills to be on your skates that well, and then being able to, um, as again, like the jammers trying to get through without kind of throwing hands, punching, or anything like that. Just being able to use, arms, not elbows, all that stuff, and to try to get around, um, to round the blockers was fabulous. And to see, then there was one on the one of the jammers on the competitive team. It was just like it was. First of all, what was her name? Her team name was Snatch McCracken. Which, first of all, the names of the roller derbyers is great. I love them all. Yeah, don't mess with Katie. I won't mess with Katie. I'm smarter than that. But just watching how they dance around on the skates on the perimeter to try to get around, the blockers. It was fabulous. I love derby names. Yeah, I have to tell you, I was hoping, I was expecting to be enjoying the game. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. It was great. Yeah, Dwayne, it's I'm quickly becoming a bit of a convert to it. Jump the apex is crazy. Yeah, the way, and I look at it as it's almost like a dance. Like when you see somebody like one of our jammers at one point, the way she was like almost like, remember, like if you watch like a really good, and I'm not a football guy, right? But if you watch like a good guy, guys running down the field, and he's got a couple of blockers coming to him, and then he almost makes somewhat contact, and then spins around them, and this one jammer kept on doing that, and it was like, what? Whoa! It's like really impressive, you know. Anyway, uh, great to watch. Great to watch. So really, very happy that my first of all, that my daughter's participating in that, and I hope she sticks with it. Start with that. But I think so far it's been a pretty fabulous thing. So first of all, I apologize. It's like I'm trying to see. I don't even have anything underneath. I can't even see where the markings are on this side's windshield. This side of the windshield. I can see part of the start here. I just can't see where it ends. So anyway, that was our Saturday. We kind of went out, did some shopping, did some cleaning of the house. My younger daughter had her. She's got some friends staying over, so I'm kind of keeping it down. It's also the reason why I'm at this bench, not working on the dendrobium today. Um, so she's got a couple friends staying over, so we kind of got the house cleaned up before my wife and I went out to to watch the game. We only watched the first game. It was a doubleheader. We only watched the first game. We watched her team. Her team is the Bay State Brawlers. I'm gonna have to get a sticker. Get a sticker. Who knows? Maybe a shirt. We'll see. Depends on how much I buy into it. But she did that. We did that with her, and then last night after that, my wife and I went out for dinner. We went to a Colombian burger joint in Fitchburg, and then came home and just tried to get as much of the work shit done yesterday. So today will be a little bit easier. So today is just going to be doing laundry. If the weather's cooperative, I might go do a hike. We'll see. And that's kind of it. So that was how's the burger? So it was a chicken burger. It was quite good. It was quite good. Um, So, God, whatever. Caramelized onions. It was a deep fried chicken breast. We didn't have. I didn't do. They didn't have like a ground turkey or ground chicken, unfortunately, and I don't do ground red meat. But it was really tasty. They had a chicken empanada. That was great. It was just a really nice night. So my wife and I did that. We came home. So did some work. I watched a little bit of TV while I'm kind of doing some cleanup work. Started working on the Rosen Zulu again, and then kind of went to bed early, which is good because I really needed it. I was crashing out hard from Friday, um, and then got up. The girls are in the living room. They were watching TV late night, and they all crashed out. So this is why I'm down here, keeping it a little quiet. This is a more secluded room than the theater. So that was the Saturday. That was a Saturday. What'd you guys do? Anybody do anything fun? Fun and happening? Yeah, fuck, I honest to God can't tell. I'm assuming. You know what? In fact, I'm gonna leave it just like that. I'm just gonna run this one right here. There we go. Let's see. I made chicken sandwiches yesterday, shallow fried pretzel. Ooh, pretzel. I love pretzel buns, barbecue sauce, and crispy onions. Yeah, nice. After I got home from swap meet, nice. I saw it was a successful swap meet. Niece turned one yesterday. Ooh, I love it. Moonlight, hi. How are you? Did a party. Still trying to get kids back on schedule. Almost there. Yeah. Dwayne, are they? Are they? I'm assuming kids are back in school starting tomorrow. Too much pizza. Can you have too much pizza? Can you have too much pizza? Honestly, I would argue that point. Wait a second. Can you have too much pizza? All right, give me a second here, my friends. I gotta see if I can. Honest, I can't even see where this piece is. Transfer for $10, so I'm $12.50 into your plane now. Nice. So it doesn't feel so bad when George crashes it, right? It was all big meat, so I was pretty full. Oh yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah, I guess if it's like really heavy pizza, sure, I guess you can't have too much. I think I'm sending everyone to dinner for breakfast today. Oh yeah, dude, pizza for breakfast is like the best thing ever. Hey Nick, good morning. How are you? How was yesterday was beach day? Oh yeah. I there cold pizza for breakfast, it's like a treat. Sorry, the dinner. Oh, the diner. Sorry. Going to the diner for breakfast. Oh, that's kind of fun. The diner. First of all, diners are like also up there. Like diners and cold pizza. Oh yeah. It was a long but fun day. Nice. Did the kids have fun? Are they all sunburned? Hey Tom, good morning. I want eggs and feta. Oh yeah. There's nothing like a Greek omelet. Want eggs? Okay, Richie Rich. But eggs are down by 87%, which means they probably cost like what? Like $1.03? I'm the only slumber. Ah, dude, really? You're the only one? Well, I'm guessing the kids were all slathered per egg. Of course, yes. Dollar per egg. So my wife and I were doing the math yesterday, and she's like, "No, it can't be that much." I'm like, "Honey, in order for eggs to be down by 87, never mind 93%, eggs would have had to be somewhere in the $20 range. So if they're down to, and let's just assume that they're down to $3, it's like you're over $20. So the math ain't mathin'." She's like, "No, no, no." Then she did the math on the calculator. She goes, "Wait a minute." It's like, yeah. It's like this is what I'm getting at. It's like, yeah, politics on Thursday, but at the same time, don't gaslight me. Don't just throw out these random numbers and tell me that, by the way, anybody who thinks that I check stuff, so I don't care if I hear from the left or the right. If I hear some numbers that don't make sense, I'm instantly going on. It's like, all right, let's take a look and do the research. I don't buy shit just because people are feeding it to me. I should see if my girls gave me any eggs. Ooh, yeah. How many eggs do you guys get in a day, Ray? I'm kind of curious. Yeah, it's so dumb. Eggs were $14 a dozen. Now it's back to $4. Well, Tom, I can tell you right now, they were never started at over 20, and we're still paying over 6. Don't piss in your leg and tell me it's raining. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And even at $14, that can't be 87% down. I'm just saying. Math ain't mathin', my friends. We only have 3 hens, and they're old, maybe 1 or 2. Yeah. You gonna try to find yourself some spring chickens? You getting organic, grass fed? No, Tom. Just walking into we got the standard stores, cage free eggs. That's normally what we try to get. Are in the $6 range. Trader Joe's may have them for like, I think, what did I pay yesterday? Because we bought them yesterday. I think I paid 5, maybe. Grass-fed chickens has me on. Grass-fed chickens? How so, Ray? Now I'm kind of curious. Why is that problematic? I mean, what do they feed other chickens? I'm kind of curious. They feed them other chickens? It's possible, I guess. Anyway, Nick, I hope you recover fast. Stuff is very gummy. Excuse me. No, Costco eggs are now $3.79 a dozen as I pick them up this past Thursday. Tom, I wish I had a Costco nearby. I wish I had a Costco. Oh, that one. Okay. Lifted up the whole area that I needed masked. Give me a second here. Sorry guys, give me a second here. All right. Canopy is masked. I'm not going to say it's done well, but the canopy is now masked. BJ's is the Costco of New England. Yeah, I can't even. We used to have a BJ's right down the street, and given that it is the New England thing, it's not even in the area. They used to have one, and it's gone. Breasts is like beef sales points. Chickens don't really eat grass like that. Got it. Soylent Green is chickens. Exactly, Dwayne. I love that. What I didn't fix it is just avian flu has somewhat passed. George prefers BJ's. I wish we had a BJ's nearby. We used to have BJ's and the membership to it many, many years ago when we first moved to town. Joe, good morning. What's going on, brother? Anyway, this thing is all masked. It is not masked well, but it's masked enough that I can probably later on take a toothpick and just do some cleanup work. Looking at it from the other side, yeah, it's rough, but it'll do. It'll do, pig. It'll do. You can get BJ's in Auburn. Do they have an Auburn one? I got to see whereabouts that is. Okay. Throw this stuff out. Canopy is masked, and I'm not doing any more on this plane for now. I'm kind of taking a break from it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get back to let's put some of the tools here. Start a kind of sort of new project. Babe, greatest movie by director of Mad Max. Oh yeah, I love that film. What a great film. I would rather watch Babe than watch Mad Max, as much as I like Mad Max. We have 3 Costco near me. Manchester Enfield and West Springfield. The bus is by the Home Depot on 20. Nice. I'm up. I'm making coffee. Slow start to the day. I hear you, Joe. Hopefully you had a nice weekend, so good Saturday. Maybe it's Babe 2 only, don't 100% remember. Don't recall either, but it's happening to the Dendrobium on the weekends. So the Dendrobium is in the next room, and underneath that room is, my daughter had a sleepover last night, and they're all crashed out in the living room. And what I don't want to do is, my voice would carry upstairs. I didn't want to disturb, so I'm in my laundry room, bench room, working down here because it'll be quieter for them so they can sleep. So nothing today. I need coffee. Got to get moving soon. Yeah, Dwayne, go get yourself coffee. Absolutely. I would never suggest to anybody stop progress. Stop that kind of progress. All right, so we are done with this. Plane's getting set aside, and I'm going to start just building one of my oldest models. So yeah, Nick, I'll get back to it, but just right now, we're going to talk about this one. So we're going to start. This is going to be a long-term project. Like grumpy old man voice travels. Oh God, yeah. Especially as I start to laugh, it'll carry right upstairs. It'll wake everybody up. So I've even got the door closed down here. It's a little bit more reflective in here right now. I'm sure you'd be screaming and they won't wake up. Oh no. Actually, the funny thing is, I was making coffee, getting coffee ready and everything, and I was tiptoeing. Keeping everything kind of quiet. And my daughter actually woke up and she goes, "I can hear you." I said, "Am I really being too loud?" She goes, "No, but I can hear you." I said, "Okay." Should we be concerned when you say long term? I wouldn't say concerned. Sorry, I guess I got some film on me. Should we say concerned? Yeah. I'm going to start the base models, and then this is going to be a diorama. So it's actually going to be a diorama with 4 models on it. It was a Cyberpunk Saturday. I got the game. It's a really good story. I really felt the loss of the character. I went on a bit of a vengeance. Wow, that's very Trumpian of you. Just about to ask the same thing. She sounds like a very light sleeper. She can be. She can be. She's not always. So the long-term project is going to include 2 Zakus, a figure, and a car. So this is going to be a project that I'll start, and we'll see where it goes. 27 is really good. Yeah, I know it is. So what we'll be starting is and honestly, this doesn't require a lot of hardcore customization. In fact, given what I'm hoping to do with this model, its roughness, its bulbousness is going to work exactly the way I want. I keep fat fingering the B instead of the space bar. That's okay. I do that all the time. And I got dainty little fingers. Tell you about a house to make as much noise as you want. Yeah, exactly. I did. But the other thing is, Ray, in another, what is it? We're into May, June, July, August, another 3 months. She's off to college. So I can make as much fucking noise as I want. I won't have to wake her up. I don't have to, kind of go up there and see her off for school. And I'm going to miss all that. The voice Zaku. So, look, guys, if you take a look, you guys know my list is public. My my model list with all the models that I own, and that includes a lot of stuff that's been assembled, fully finished, just bought, whatever it is all listed. Very bittersweet. Absolutely right. It is, and it's exactly that. I'm looking forward to it, and at the same time, I'm going to miss it. So I've assembled a lot of stuff, and this is not going to be unique that I'm going to start another assembly thing because I've got nothing I can do right now to paint, and I need to step away from this thing. I really do, at least for another few days, and then get back to it. Maybe once I get some paint on the thing, it'll be better. I do have to get the canopy better fitted onto this thing, and frankly, right now, I'm done with trying to fix a shitty model just for the moment. Throw those out. I know. Are you talking about the instructions for the Zaku? Yeah, but I miss these instructions. So when I was first getting into models, into anime models, seeing the instructions that had this, it's beautiful. A really empty nest with the wife working up north. Yeah. Well, my older daughter is living with us because unfortunately, given what she's doing right now, is she's working right now until she does 2 things. One, figures out what she really wants to do long term, and then get ready for graduate school. And that's probably 2-3 years away. So it won't be a full empty nest. Okay. And guys, look, I've said it many times, and I fully believe it. It's like I generally hope I get a chance to just assemble every model that I have. I haven't really taken a look to see how many I've assembled versus how many are still left to be assembled. But my goal is to at least assemble every model. Now, that could at some point be that, and here's the thing, I don't care about resale value. So I'm not buying models that, well, if I die, my family can sell it off. I don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. So at some point, maybe somebody will be able to inherit a model that's already been built, and they want to just take it to paint work, or they want to take it and kit bash it or something like that. Whatever. But for now, I want to have fun, and I like assembly. I like construction. I like at least putting, ideating. Life is too short for bad kits. Yeah. And it's getting to that point where all I want to do, honestly, Dwayne, is just get paint on it, right? I've assembled about half my collection. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? And I'm sure that there's people out there, and I'm gonna blast them. This is kind of coming back to, like the comment that was made a couple days ago. If I want to buy models, I'm going to buy models. I don't need somebody to tell me yes or no. I can tell myself yes or no based on whether I have the money for it, or, you know what, I really want to buy that fucking model. It's my choice. And if I want to assemble it and never take it to full finish, that's my choice too. If I want to, take that model and literally just go, boom, into the trash can, it's my choice. And I think this is one of the things about this hobby that I think is, you've got you've got so many of the, I guess the best term is gatekeepers. Well, they only display a bit less than a quarter of the collection. Damn, shouldn't have gotten you that magic 8-ball for your birthday. Probably not. But it's nobody's. No one has to justify to me what they're working on. I don't need to justify to them what I'm doing with my models. My call. Hey, Peter, good morning. What did I miss? Oh, no, not much really, man. Not much. How are you, Peter? How was your Saturday, brother? What are you going to do it? Smash it. It almost felt like if I just took a little more pressure off the fingers. Joe. I know, just a little less pressure. Berserk Strike. Hola, Berserk Strike. How are you? Welcome. Should I buy another kit? Signs point to no. Unclear. Ask again later. Yeah. Well, right now I can tell you. So what's funny is a lot like my AliExpress stuff. I won't be buying anything from AliExpress anytime soon, given the fucking price increases. I've got, I think, 3 or 4 models I was interested in, and their pricing way more than doubled. There was and some of it I can't even find. So there's a Dassault 2000 that I want because the water slides for it were fucking fabulous. And it's like, ooh, I'd buy that just for the water slides. And that model, and it was in my cart, and it was just, I had a choice between two Dassault 2000s. I chose one. I'm gonna wait for the other one when I have a little bit more coin. And it's gone. No longer available. So models are either no longer available or their prices are through the fucking roof. Test flight. That's how broke my Optimus Prime toys in the 80s. There are 2 things in my cart instead of the usual 40. Yeah. Good. I'm finally getting some traction on the second attempt of the truck model. Traction? Truck and traction? Did you do that on purpose, Peter? Actually, before we do this, and I am going to start on this, I think I am going to. No, actually, am I going to do that? No, I'm not. I was thinking about masking off the bits here, but I'm not going to mask. I'm going to wait until I paint this whole thing. I actually stand corrected. I am going to mask her. I stand corrected. Sorry. I'm going to do a quick masking job. This way, it kind of forces me later to, if possible, hit the airbrush booth. One thing delaying my builds is no time to prime and paint, so you need to paint the cockpit before you assemble. Yeah, that's the problem with also with some armor. It's you can't do the tracks and wheel assemblies until you paint the wheels, possibly paint the tracks, and at least get the bottom of the hull painted too. I said it, yeah, may the 4th be with you. Hey, it is the 4th. Exactly. Happy Star Wars Day. Dwayne, thanks for reminding everybody. I was going to paint the cockpit on this thing until I dealt with the construction of the cockpit, which sucked ass. All right. Let's get... And also with you. I do love the religious response to that. Oops. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. Sorry, my friends. Give me 1 second, please. Well, second thoughts. We're going to do it differently. I'm going to do it 2 separate pieces rather than one. Come on. There we go. Just been feeling lazy due to schedule. Dude, you don't have to apologize to me. I get it. I totally understand, Tom. Painting an interior before closing it up always makes me feel uncomfortable. Really? Generally speaking, like I did that for the bat plane. Didn't bother me so much. It was actually kind of fun because at least you feel like that's all done. And then when you put like all sorts of goo and stuff on top of it, and then you're not going to be able to get any paint inside, that's fine. Funny, I feel it doesn't bother me at all, Peter. Go figure. When they'll do the museum paint style, so I don't have to paint the cockpit before. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they only paint the outside display cockpits. Anything inside stays clear. Yep, I'm fine with that. I actually I like painting the interiors of cockpits if the cockpit is kind of open. You know, if I put something in flight mode, I'm not sure it's as important. You know, the bat plane, obviously the cockpit is an open cockpit. Come on. Well, I will say it's very nice that the tape is sticky at least. I guess I'm just not used to it. Yeah, Peter, and I think that's exactly it. Just like Peter, I remember, I think for you as an example, looking at your finish work on some of the stuff that you scratch build, and I'm like, how do you do that? And I remember some of your responses have been, I don't know, I just do. It's like it's fascinating to see sometimes what comes so naturally and easily and comfortably for some people, and for others, it's like, yeah, my head's spinning. I can't wait to get back into painting. Yeah, Joe, how much longer before you can do that, brother? And then only one plane. It felt weird having to paint the cockpit first and still work. Yeah, depends on the clarity of the canopy windscreen. I usually paint everything and then say goodbye. Goodbye. Yeah. In fact, yeah, that's sorry guys, give me a second here. I am getting a little. I'm gonna have to do this, I guess, a couple different ways. But yeah, painting is I don't know, like I said, I love painting. I actually I don't like painting. I like when paint is on and things are done. It is also one of the things that makes certain models a little bit more fascinating. Like every model, like planes have their intricacies where you have to paint the cockpit first, right? And then protect it. Armor, you have to paint the wheels first. But generally speaking, you know, armor, you can almost wait until the very, very, very end to get a lot of painting done, right? About a week or so away. Nice. Joe, I'm looking forward to you getting back to it, my friend. Back to it. Trying to see where I want to absolutely effing avoid. Just go right across like that. In fact, if I want to do this right, I could probably just excuse me. I could just as easily have done like almost bag it. Oh yeah, coffee. Yeah, coffee. Dwayne, coffee. Check out Danny Hines animatronic stuff, makes models and makes them move. Yeah, fascinating stuff when people do that. You know, or the example that we used recently of, you know, looking at some of the finish work and how sometimes it just comes so naturally to people. Like, and I'm sure it was not easy, but it just comes naturally. The guy who did the submarine explosion, you know, the depth charged submarine, that to me is still like mind blowing just how that was done. I'm thinking about putting like covering her head by putting a bag around it, and I'm thinking, whew, that sends a very interesting message. I hope coffee prices don't go up too much. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping not, Peter. I'm not optimistic that that's going to happen. In fact, I don't know. At some point, does tea become cheaper than coffee, right? As coffee prices are out of control. Are they really? I haven't seen it, but I haven't looked for I usually buy like big 32-ounce bags of beans. Um, and it lasts me for a little while. So I haven't checked to see if coffee pricing has gone up. Oh well. Again, I'm doing my best not to go down the political route this morning. Even though every day I'm gonna tell you, my friends, it's getting harder and harder. Every fucking day. Harder and harder. Can you believe? Can you fucking believe? Just want to scream. Can you fucking believe? Where there's tea, there's a party. Exactly. Ugh. Yes. All right. I'm gonna mask her hands, and then we'll be all set. Cats killed my coffee plant, so most likely prices are going up. Nice. Is that the reason why? And we had tea parties over tarot. So, man, ooh, some may say a revolution. Joe, well stated. After 4 hours, you're supposed to call your doctor. Are you now? I just want to get back to the bench. Yeah. Dwayne, when do you expect to do that, my friend? I'm just trying not to live in an area where it's 90% Asian. Tom, can you kind of speak more to that? If you can, if you don't want to, I understand. I didn't know how much I used this finger until this event. Oh yeah. Um, Dwayne, how can I ask again? I know that you said you had a couple stitches. Are you just is this the reason why you're not able to do some stuff at the bench? Well, next week stitches come out. Yeah. Okay. So it is. It's you can't work on anything until you get the stitches out. Yeah, brother. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Almost done. My community is a mixed bag of nuts. I probably need hand surgery at some point, but haven't put for obvious reasons. Actually, Peter, can I really? Obvious reasons? Is this because it'll put a crimp in the model work? I just want to get dust in there and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. I sense hand injuries. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Glad to hear that. Hand injuries are a bitch. Glad to hear you're on the mend. Yeah. So I should probably learn my lesson and acclimate fully to the time zone. That might help too. That might help. Mulling and stuff stuff at work also. Oh, really, Peter? Dude. Peter, I'm sorry to hear that, brother, but I hope you do get it done because obviously I think it'll probably be a good thing for you long term, right? Okay, let's see. We're having good by the way, guys, thank you for this morning. We're having really good conversations. I appreciate it. Kind of all over the map, which is great. And I like actually not being the only one steering the conversation. Glad you're on the mend. Yep, 100%. Where I used to live in the 90s, it was like more diverse, where Asians were 15% of the population. Now it's like 90. Yeah. Well, that stuff also works. Yeah. Running dirt into it and walking off, the best way to fix everything. Nice. I don't think so, but thank God you're not a doctor, Ray. It's like you went to another country. It's not that I don't like Asians. I don't want to live in an area that's more. Yeah, I want to live in an area that's more diverse. Yeah, Tom, but that's kind of like the way a lot of life is. I mean, I look at the neighborhood that I'm living in, and it's like, it's it's all this, except for the age. I take it back. We do have some our immediate neighbors. We had move in. Where are they from? We haven't had a chance to talk to them because they moved in right about a year and a half ago, and they've kind of kept to themselves, which is unfortunate. Um, but I see them every now and then, and I think they came from Haiti, if memory serves. I could be wrong about that. At least the parents were originally from Haiti, I believe. But again, a lot of it is this. Because I don't like any area that where it's 90% more race. Oh, I totally agree with that. Diversity is so important. One of the things that I miss, put some super glue on some cuts. It is good until you need stitches. When super glue just won't cut it. You should fight them, me as a therapist. Exactly. Yeah, any place that's too gentrified, I think, is problematic. It's one of the reasons why years ago when we went to church here in the Worcester area, we went to not the closest one. We actually went to the one downtown because it was ethnically and gender diverse, and it was great. You had all sorts of nationalities, and it was like, and that's what we wanted to bring up our kids in. And one of the reasons why, I mean, and I love the little church that we have in our town, but it's all white. But can I bill you if it doesn't work? That's right. Can I sue you? Has everyone. Michigan has Dearborn, Little Baghdad, Southfields, and Little China. Detroit has a Little Mexico. I love it. Yeah. But that's also. But Joe, in your immediate neighborhood, do you have that kind of ethnic diversity as well? In not just in your town, like I could just say Worcester is ethnically diverse. That doesn't necessarily mean the people immediately around me to say, well, if in like a 10-block area are that way. You can bill me, but I charge for all bills received. My rates are atrocious. Nice. Your initials are an FK, are they? That's right. As soon as stopping the bleeding first. Yep. When you start call areas a little something, I don't think it's that diverse. Yeah, it's better if it's more diverse in the immediate area. Agreed. Yeah, yeah. All right, let's see if we can get this last hand done, and then I probably will wrap a bag around her. That sounds awful. I'll wrap a bag around her head to keep the paint potentially from overspraying uh, onto the head and the neck area and the upper chest. God, that sounds awful. Like an ass. You know what? We're gonna cut this down a little bit. Damien, good day. How are you? Just getting up. I love it. I thought super glue has developed to close wounds, wasn't it? I think I've heard that rumor. I don't know for certain. My neighborhood is paler than a Leonard Skinner concert. It's gotta make sure the bag is to scale. Oh my God. And the message that would send, I don't think so, George. It's better if you say it slower and more deliberately. We moved to is currently like 10% Asian, 20% Hispanic, and 60% white. If you can, it can be much better, but much better than where it was before. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's actually sounds. It's a start, right? Right, Tom. What are you building? I'm currently um, wrapping masking tape around Misa Hayase so I can get her ready to. The sleeve markings didn't come out very well, so I'm going to be repainting the sleeve marking or the white areas. There's Canton, Michigan, has no temples, Buddhists, yeah, churches, so whatever you're into. Yep. There we go. I will say frog tape. I really like frog tape. I really like frog tape. I'm gonna wrap it around the other way. Will be good. Figure cut in half and hollow. I'm want to handle that for me. I don't think so. I'll pass on that. Maybe just use some plastic wrap and wrap tightly. Yeah, I might just do that. Just kind of do like a saran wrap type of thing. Yeah, on the top part. I mean, masking that upper part's just gonna be bad. I'll just do another tape pass around the lower part of her skirt, just because it's fairly straightforward. But yeah, I think that might be what we'll do. I could have done what they call it. I could have used parafilm on this, but I'd rather not risk it at this point, since I'm still new to parafilm. I'd rather do the tried and true. Also, he needs a Hindu vegan fast food restaurant. Nice. Once got a chunk taken out of my thigh during the early 2000s. Did the gunpowder trick. Now I have a built-in cup holder. For real, E? Ew. Dude, that's heinous. Not gonna lie. That's heinous. The little prim broke. No, I moved on right now. I needed to step away from it. So I'm getting back to working on Misa Hayase for the moment. It's just that the plane has just been it's not a fun project. It's just I'm not enjoying it. I got the the canopy mask. It's ready to be painted. I just have to get the canopy secured on, and it's just like I said, just not been having fun with it. All right, there we go. One big wrap around here, and then we're done. Sleep on your head. I only have one move. Nice. Looked it up. Develop for Vietnam War for medics to use in the field. Really? I did not know that. I knew it was. I thought it was developed. I remember like the very early days of super glue, like when we saw the ads on TV. This has got to be in the 70s, where a guy was, wearing a helmet and sticking it onto a beam and kind of hanging from it. But I didn't realize that that's where it actually was developed from. It's kind of groovy. I'm not gonna lie, that's really groovy. Thank God for genetics and thick thighs. Yeah, and a lot of I guess, yeah, whatever. That sounds painful. That sounds really painfully, like really painful. Let's ramp up if it's from the Saran region. Otherwise, it's cling film. Okay, fine, be that way. Oh, that Gundam robot ship. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't need that. I'm gonna try to wrap it. Just do that. All right. Put the tools away. And we are going to start on the Gundam in just a second. Yeah. Only thing I want to do. I'm sure I'll hear something from the peanut gallery. All right. Like I said, just got to wrap the top. And, ooh. Yeah, just going to wrap the top and we'll be done. You know what? No, I forgot one thing. Damn it. I'll use a smaller piece. Yeah, well, that commercial was something. Oh yeah, and that's again going back. That's the first time I remember seeing super glue and thinking that's like the coolest thing ever. Tis but a flesh wound. So, commercial. Where's the beef? Yeah, but it hurts a lot. I'm sure it does, dude. I'm sure it does. You don't. That's I'm sure not something that just kind of passes instantaneously. Chat is the scar scene. Chat is the scar scene from George. George saves the beef for Thursday nights. That's right. Save it exactly. That's right. There we go. All right. It's got her back here done. There. And I'm going to try to keep it relatively contained to the areas there. So not to try to prevent getting any kind of spray into these other areas. Just going to try to keep it right there so that we don't get any hard lines in the paint. Say I have to go have a flight. Alrighty, Damien. Safe travels, my friend. I'll leave her right here next to her legs. Bag her, and then we'll be all set. See you, D. Okay. All right, so let's get started on this guy. Should be the name of the live stream Thursday. Save the beef for Thursday. I have a few interviews this week. Yeah. Oh, nice. So, Tom, are you looking to, shall we say, move on? It sounds like the answer to my question is a resounding yes. Phone company, but with one company, but with 4 people. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I understand. The company has 4 people, basically. Riding on a moped, one rural area. A moose suddenly fell. Life is too good. I avoided it, but fell. Ugh. Ouch. Ouchie. I'm taking you with me. I'm going with him. I'm a traveling man. All right, so we're going to start working on the ancient Zaku. And I think I got, by the way, where's the other one? There. I will be building 2 of them. But I'm going to start with this first one. In fact, I got to take a look at something here. Yeah, and both of these are the old ones too. Old numbering. Because the stress at the current place is abnormal. Yep. Sorry, ma'am. I kind of figured as such. I think he's interviewing with 4 people or 4 interviews within the company. Sounds serious. Yeah. Every time I start applying to other jobs. Have you really, Joe? With my airplane, I'm taking you with me. Yay! I'm going mobile. All right, let's do this. And I'll form the head. So with a paramanager at the company. Now I'm talking with 4 other. Okay, so it's the second interview with 4 people. Yeah. Do hope I make it forward. Of course. God, I used to watch that show religiously when I was younger. It's just awful. Awful, I tell you. It is awful. Have you seen the green version of this? Yes, I actually have a couple, and I even have the 1/100 scale hanging up behind me, or to my left, I should say. I gotta make a paint guide today for someone. A paint guide? Oh, for what? 4 people over 4 days. Yep. Well, sounds like you're definitely moving into round 2, Tom. With this company for 3 years, and I've seen what they can offer me, and it doesn't look to be a good future for position. Oh, yeah. Yeah, in that case, yep. Move on. Have you seen the green one? Robot Mac. I don't know what that is. I know that I have seen the green Zaku, but I don't know what the green one robot. What's the robot Mac, Damien? I'm sorry. I must be missing something. 1, 2. I love again. Think about what it takes to put together a Gundam today, right? I know with occurring for 3 years too, it would be a good place to be long term, but they've had a lot of management changes the past years, so it's been a long ass transition period. Yeah. They bought a RoboCop, and I wanted to give them a guide for how I got the finish. Oh, nice. Is that one of the what they call it? The the Good Smile RoboCops? There's some research, and it was more complicated than silver. Oh, I'm sure it was. For a minute, I thought you big thing in the back was for the big thing. Must be missing. Sorry again, David. I apologize. I must be missing something. Good Smile Moderoid. Yep. How did you find the assembly on that? And I'm saying this because I absolutely do not like Moderoid. I've yet to build one that I'm like, this is the pinnacle of what a manufacturer can do. Given what you see from a lot of the Chinese companies, from Tamiya and from Bandai, it's just like, it was fine. Yeah. May the fourth be with you. And Lock Tom. Yeah, that's a very nice thing to say. Give them at least 3 months for each adjustment. Yep. All right. So what's interesting again, so the head here is literally 2 pieces outside of the antenna, right? So if we think about like what goes on to a typical head today, you would probably have 3 pieces, the top, the bottom, and then the snout, right? And then you'd also have like an internal piece that would allow for the eye to rotate. You'd have a separate piece for the mono eye, and you'd have a separate piece for what would support the mono eye. Here it's just 2 halves, literally, just 2 halves. I love it. I could just force project them to hire me. Thanks, E. I do wish I could just force project them to hire me. Nice. They love to have seams in shitty places, and their joints are fragile and poorly designed, especially on legs cats. Yeah. The every like I said, I've probably snapped together, I think, somewhere between 6 and 8 of them, and the quality, given the price, and that these are made by I've talked a lot about this, by Max Watanabe. It's like, really, guys, this is what I'm paying for? Expected so much more. I was thinking about getting the Big O, and decided, yeah, I'm not going to do it. The last one I think I picked up, also the new Orgus. It's thinking, all right, I'll pick up the new Orgus. It's like, first of all, I got plenty of Orguses, so I'm kind of all set. But even then, it's like I'm just not going to spend the money buying into something that I will probably enjoy less than if I built the old models. John Bias hates Special Hobby, and I despise Moderoid. In fact, I might actually get back to the Streletsy at some point because I really want to finish it. But, yeah, the shrinking of head count. Oh, fuck. Sorry, guys. The shrinking of head count also doesn't help in the transition either. Yeah, I'm talking about the shelf of the big thing. The shelf back here, the big thing. What's the big thing here that's on the shelf? Oops. The blue thing. What's my blue thing? This bin up here? Is that what you're talking about? That's just the bin, which has some kind of supplies. That might actually be where I have a lot of my tape supplies. Moderate, the company where their models are just fine and nothing noteworthy. Yeah, exactly. The detail's very close. I did the ED209, and that was very close too. Yeah. So I don't have to correct them much, but I would love to get not get any other kits from them unless I love the subject. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm on this exactly on the same page there, Dwayne. Yeah, I just don't understand. I guess I don't understand. Yeah, the blue thing. Yeah, that's just a bin. All that has is just some supplies inside it, Damien. And that's the funny part. I would rather build a geriatric model like this and get it to, like, I can do stuff with it. If I don't like the detail, I can do stuff with it. But part of the reason for buying a newer model is because you get all of the supposed detail, but you got to fix so much with it. It's like, why didn't I just build the old one? And the fit and finish, like I'm coming back to like the Giant Robo and the Maddox 01. It's like, guys, I really was expecting a lot more out of this. Well, so far it's just started, Damien, so it's good. My Saturday was quite enjoyable. Talked about it earlier. We went to a roller derby match, and that was fabulous. How's yours? Got some cleanup there. Toy box for nights and match. Some doo-doo is design and being the only model of it. Yep. I'm sure you would like Moderoids if they sold them at a price that is relative to the build. No, I don't. Okay, yes, fair enough. I can give a longer answer, but I think the short one is, yeah, that's fair enough. It was after an old Halcyon kid, and I felt the band I've been looking at, the Moderoid's very plain and not well engineered. Yes, not well engineered. Good, I love it. $50 for something that was designed as a $15 kit isn't worth it. Yeah, the Dugram kits have been the best of the bunch so far. I remember and then the first one I picked up was the Streletsy, and like I said, I'm going to get back to it. And then the second one, the one that probably was the one that I was most excited about, was the Giant Robo. And then having worked on that, it's just, yeah, It's the engineering is not there. And to pay a premium for it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And I get it because it's a smaller manufacturing, and I'm sure that it's they have to pay for the licensing and everything, but still. And I do have a couple more in my backlog, including I'd like to at some point get to the Ridley and the Power Loader. That sounds like a name of a band. Ripley and the Power Loader. Have you seen any Amazon? They have the model kits. I have been to Amazon. I don't generally buy model kits from Amazon. I'm fortunate enough that I've got enough local people and local mail companies, both with Mecha Warehouse, Gundam Planet, Gundam Pros. I'm fortunate that if I need to buy a Gundam from them, pretty easy, or anything related to anime properties. And if I need something that they don't carry regularly, then I'll just buy right from Japan. Well, I used to. We'll see what happens down the road. Let's see. Pricing Tamiya has it. The pricing Tamiya has is wrote it. I'm sorry, Tom. Can you clarify? Right, and the Robocop was literally built from a dirt cast action figure. It wasn't worth the price. Happy to support the small guy, but yeah, exactly. I feel exactly the same way. Moderate feels fine. Nothing hateful. It's just meh, but for the cost. Yeah, exactly. Nothing hateful. In fact, I really want them to succeed, but they don't. I do have two other Max Factories that are the recasts of the resin kits that came out in the 80s and 90s. I have the Panzer World Gallant, as well as the oh shit. No, is it the Dunbine? No, it's the Turbine. But those are also designed to be, they're not designed to be posable. They're just basically recasting parts from an original mold, and they've cleaned it up. You build a statue, and I'm fine with that. Do I have one here? Yeah, I got one. This is the Turbine. I just want more 80s action sci-fi kits. I would love to see more of the 80s stuff, I would love to see Orgus, get more than just the Orgoroid. I'd love to see them do like the Nick kicks, the Ish kicks, all of that stuff. Now, granted, I have a lot of that stuff. In fact, I think something tells me when I go to Japan, I'm going to be probably hitting up a lot of the old shops and picking up a lot of that stuff if I can find it. I don't even have to open this thing up. I love Dunbine, by the way. Dunbine is just so fucking awesome. But this is I'll show you the back of this thing. But you're literally building, you're building from the recast. By the way, look at that shield. This is, I'm assuming when I start working on this thing, this is going to be more like working on a figure. And that's the other reason why I want to start doing a little bit more figure work before I get to this thing. Brian Dunclow is working on a power loader, and he's pretty much resculpting the Ripley. Oh, really? I just want more of these action kits. I think the licensing is a huge cost in this. It could be. It could very well be. But at the same time, don't put out garbage. All you're going to do is just tell people, steer people into, yeah, I think I'll pass. If it's like you're on the fence, you're going to lean more towards I will pass. So new stuff from Hasegawa. What new stuff, Tom? I got told no more shopping on this trip for kids. Oh, really? Ah, so fucking cool. Oh, this kit, this Turbine kit. Oh, absolutely. This thing is glorious. You know, this and the Galleon, I'm really excited to get to, but I think I got to improve my figure painting skills because this is going to be more like painting a figure. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. We got some more stuff on the side. Like if you take a look at like all of the cabling in the neck, you know, it's supposed to be, if anybody knows it, yeah, looking at like the back of the legs. I didn't listen. Good for you. I wanted to brand the new Regal Hasegawa. Yeah, so Tom, it sounds like Hasegawa has been they've done a lot of good properties, right? But it sounds like the big push right now is Macross, which I'm happy with. I'm happy to hear that. Sounds like a good figure to build and then do a painting session with Don. Yeah, I might end up doing that. In fact, I think what I'd like to do is start hanging out with a few more figure painters for exactly that, Dwayne. 100%. I just told my wife so she can start getting you some what? Figures? But yeah, no, this is going to be working with figure guys. I want to start doing more of this. You know, I'm moving away from a lot of things. I consider myself no longer a Gundam builder. I mean, yes, anime properties are still my favorite by a long mile. Though I do like, show me a good design and I want to work on it. You know, a plane, a tank, whatever. You know, and again, even as shitty as this thing is, the reason I was drawn to it was because I wanted to work on something from the Kirk collection, and actually was kind of interested in working on a simple plane. I didn't expect this thing to be a total turd. Grabbed a few new kits they put out for Macross. Yeah, they're gonna have a VF11 with the boosters from Macross Plus. Yeah, yeah. Again, I've got a lot of the majority of the original Ari and Imai stuff, Tom. This is why it's like I look at a lot of that stuff and it's like it's really cool, but would I build it? Probably not, because I've got the older stuff. Now that I have the old Quevelin Row, it's like, do I really need to buy one of the two new ones? And the answer is, yeah, probably not. I'd rather actually take the instructions, download the instruction sheet, and just kind of use that as a guide for how to improve the original one. Gotta go. Nature's calling. Don't worry. I got the tip and those on standby. Let's the repeat of yesterday's habits. Already, again, TMI, but good luck, E. Have a good one, brother. Anyway, pretty funky kit. All right. Well, we got a head put together. Look at that. We had a pretty little head. The group got together for a minute yesterday and went on the game shop yesterday. Good trip, sure. But really good stuff for ideas. The older stuff, yes, but Ari didn't put out stuff that was designed after they folded. That is correct. So yes, and Tom, I'm not disagreeing with you. If you prefer anything after the original Macross, yeah, you're shit out of luck when it comes to Ari and EMI. However, I'm not that. I prefer the original stuff. I'm, you know, I've never really watched anything outside of Macross Plus. And at some point I will, and maybe I'll get into the designs, but I'm really happy with the original stuff. It just, to me, it holds a special place in my heart. Whereas the more recent stuff, as cool as it just doesn't. But I'm glad to see that they're doing it, because I think that's Macross has been a franchise that's been so fucked over for so long that it's good to see that there are people who are actually doing that stuff now. And let's also not be, I'm going to torture Tom here for a second. Let's also be honest. I mean, if nothing else, Hasegawa, has done all that Crusher Joe stuff. The Minerva, the Harpy, the Fighter 2, the Galleon, by the way. The Arcadia, and of course, the SDF one. Our design much better, especially the Zentradi stuff. Oh, I'm sure. But here's the thing: I've already started working on the 1/100 scale, which I prefer that size. So for me, it's like I'm happy that they're doing it. I'm really happy that they're doing it. But I'm all set, thankfully. Yes, they're not much different. Not the Harpy. Why do you do that to Tom? Because I love torturing Tom. Who knows? Maybe someday when I know Tom's not going to be on for a while, that's when I'll work on the Harpy. And then he comes back and he goes, "What did I miss? You missed the Harpy." George, you're such a dick. Build a Harpy. You got to do that Nazca flyer as a quick fit. Oh, I've actually, that's my second one. I've actually built way back in the day the MOVA. Yeah, it's actually sitting on my desk. It's a little banged up, but I built that back in like 80. God, I think I was still in college, so it was probably 88. I'll build my Harpy, Tom. There you go. Tom, do you have a Harpy? What is your favorite Mac? Are you talking about Macross design? I love everything. In fact, I take it back. I love the Destroids, all of them equally, and I love the Zentradi pods, all of them. The Glouge, right down to the Regals, all of them. They're great. Can't say I will come over and steal it because I have one also. Well, then work on it. My favorite robot in Macross robot or robot in general? That one I need to paint. You have which one? You've got a which thing do you have? Do you have a Harpy? Day 3890 of the Harpy bill, give or take plus 20 days. Shut up, Joe. Shut up. The flyer. Oh, the MOVA. Yeah. I won't start yet since Geo keeps delaying the bullshit. I love pissing off Tom with this one. In fact, I want to continue to taunt him with it for the longest time. So, anyway, before I got time, nobody's up yet. So I'm gonna just continue to work down here for a little while. But yesterday I was talking to my wife about I'm still like I'm planting the seed early because it's going to be a big thing, and I am planning on going to Japan in 2029. That's the one thing I really want to do. I want to go on the 50th anniversary of Gundam, the year of it. Probably won't be there for the exact day, but I want to go there for them. Probably will take at least my older daughter. If the rest of the family wants to go, that's great. I'm already starting to save up for it, but I'm looking forward to doing that. And then I will definitely spend time at one of I'm assuming Mandarake actually has shops, right? So I'm gonna probably go in there with the list of stuff that I definitely want to pick up. Both. My favorite robot, I don't have a favorite one. I would say that there's just way too many. I love anything from Votoms, Dunbine. I love, again, the original Gundam, a Zaku. I love all that stuff. What else? The Dragonar stuff. Probably as a series, I love Dragonar. Anything from 0083 is absolutely like, I just rule. Everything there. A lot of stuff from Char's Counterattack. What other series? I like the El Gaim. I hated the series itself, but the El Gaim is pretty cool. Galleon, the whole concept of very medieval looking armor. Do I have it here? I got a few things here. I just don't remember what I have here. Let me show a couple things. Stuff from Lasner. I love Lasner. Dude, a couple of old things. Sounds like my build schedule. Yep. The Salamco from Lasner. In Japan, they are crazy Gangnam Style. Nice. Trying to see if I can get that kit Geo really wants but doesn't have. So I can taunt him. Goodbye, freaking Geo has the whole store. Which kit were you thinking of? The original Gelfs? I want to pick up a few more of these because you can build all three of them. Hey, Richie, good morning. What's the one kit you wish you had but haven't been able to get your hands on? There are a couple of Orgus models that I don't have. And I love this design. This is the M Lover Mai, and they make two of them. They make the Mai and the Leah. So, Nick, I think it really comes down to there are some things like that 148 scale Orgus 2 that I just picked up. I already have the 140 scale of it. I didn't need the 148. So it was one of those that's like, oh, I didn't realize they actually made a second scale of it. So it was cool to find that and pick that up. Richie, what's going on, brother? How are you this morning? It's like a robot ship as Transformer. Oh, yeah, absolutely. This thing. Look at this thing. You know, Nick, I think part of it is that there's a I don't know if I can answer that really, to tell you the truth, because I think at this point I probably have so much that I've collected over the years. Okay, got to work out later. Tom, have a good one, brother. Thanks for popping in. Always good to see you. And hey, Tom, best of luck. Keep me posted, okay? You know, I think it is. It's just like there's just so much out there. What was that last kit you call? What was that last kit called? Are you talking about the M Lover? Are you talking about this one right here? It's the M Lover Mai, and they make another version. It's yellow, and it's called the M Lover Leah. And these are from a series called Orgus. So I have quite a few kits from Orgus, but there are a number of things I didn't realize that they actually introduced. So I've been picking those up. In fact, I also just picked up that. Do I have it here? Yeah. It's actually kind of worked out pretty well. So I think I might have shown you guys this. So this is something that Bandai just released. This was a P Bandai release, and it's all of the original. I shouldn't say all. It's many of the original models. Bandai has been doing something really cool. I think their release of the Dragonar, El Gaim, Dunbine. I'm not sure that they've done Galliant yet. All of those original models being kind of done in like a set is really cool. So this one includes the original 1/144. I'm sorry, 1/72 scale, because these things were a different scale. The Dunbine, the Danoshe, and the Bozun. Plus, it includes the ship, the Zalerna. So these are basically reprints of their original molds. Like that ship, I've been wanting for a while. And I hadn't seen it in a while. I saw it, I think, like one of the guys in the area had it. I'll tell you, I'm very happy that my relationship with Wise Guys got better, because the stuff that they've had, I've been very, very fortunate to be able to pick up. Joe, have a good one, brother. Enjoy the rest of your day. But getting that, I've already got the Dunbine, and I think I have the Dan O'Shea already. So having the Bozun and the Zelerna in particular, I was really happy with. So to me, a lot of this stuff is trying to find models that either I didn't know existed, or haven't been able to find very easily. But for the most part, if you ask me, like, which ones are you still missing that are kind of like must-haves, I don't know that I have them. Vic is cool. Peoples from Wise Guys. Yeah, I got to tell you, given Vic is the guy who kind of got me drawn back in, because my experiences with them, I'm not going to go into it. My first experience, my first two, my first one was like mediocre. My second one was bad, like bad. And then when I reached out, or when I replied to somebody who had a good experience, I'm like, hey, I'm glad to hear your experience went well. Vic went out of his way to try to get some information. And he's like, I'm really sorry about it. Hey, that's not how we operate. If you need anything down the road, let me know. And then I was at MosquitoCon a year ago and had a chance to meet up with them. And they actually took the majority of my free cash, because they had a lot of really good stuff, including the Misa Hayase figure. I think that they've done better, and I'm really happy for them. I am wondering how much more of this old shit they have, because at what point do you just not have enough of it? Because it's not like you can manufacture a lot of this stuff. So, my feeling is if they've got something that I want, I'm likely going to buy it pretty quickly. Yeah. So, what was your first model? My very, very, very first model. Funny you should ask. My very first model was the Mayflower, the sailing boat. They have an entire warehouse of stuff. But how much of that stuff do they still have, Richie? I'm curious now, because a lot of the premier stuff, I'm sure, has kind of gone. And do they still have a lot of that? Don't get me wrong. Nothing would please me more than to get my hands on a lot of that stuff. So I built the Mayflower, and then the second ship, and I just showed this on Friday night to our group, because we did a bring your oldest model to the meeting. I built the USS Arizona, the Revel kit. It's a shit kit. It is awful. But again, 1973, 1974. So anyway, finding stuff like this is pretty cool. And finding the originals of this stuff is obviously extremely cool. But I'm very happy that Bandai has been reprinting some of this stuff. I'm not a collector in terms of, do I need to get like a specific printing of it? I couldn't care less. I just want the model. An entire warehouse of stuff. Yeah, I hope, and yeah, there are some things that I'd still like to pick up from them, without a doubt. I wish they were supposed to come up to PatCon last year, and I hope this year that they do make it. Fingers crossed. All right. Oh, I'm supposed to be cutting in for the V-fin. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna drill it out later. All right, leave the head there for now. Let's get the hoses attached. Anyway. Oops. Any other questions? Anything else? Bueller? Bueller. Bueller. I mean, tons of good kids from the past. Yeah, exactly. And that to me is more exciting than any of the newer stuff. I've been looking at like what P Bandai has going on right now, and there's a bunch of stuff there. But with P Bandai, it's like if everything doesn't ship within the same month, you're paying like a premium, and it's like I don't want to buy like they got a free shipping deal, but if it's only if the stuff ships in the same month, it's like well, I don't want to spend like $100 a month on P Bandai, so I would rather just pass. Hey, Clint, good morning. What's going on, brother? It's another thing about having a substantive collection. It's like if I miss something now, I'm not going to cry. I've missed a few Zabungle things. Missed a few Idian things. It's like, yeah, okay, fine. There's a Fawn Farsia that's kind of cool looking. I'd like to kind of build it, but at the same time, it's like, would I ever take it to full finish? So how important is it to actually buy it? That's the other thing. It's like with a lot of the premium Bandai stuff now. How important is it? A lot of it isn't really. Anyway, Clint, what's going on, brother? A lot of it's not important. I was looking to see if I can see a mold line here somewhere. Got some on the inside. I just want the wise. I just want the wise guys. Wow. Oh yeah. Yeah. They have a lot of that stuff on eBay as well. Yeah. So, if you're interested in some older models and they have it at really good pricing, that I mean, I'll grant them that. They could have just as easily, because I've seen other people sell that same shit, and it's like, dude, you're asking a fucking premium, like more than a premium. Apartment hunting the last few weeks, it's been interesting. Yeah. Any luck at all yet, Clint? Anything yet? Any good bites? Clint, also, if I may, are you looking for are you living alone, or are you looking to find roommates or what have you? And if you don't feel comfortable answering, my shtick, you don't have to. Oops. One thing I hope to never have to do again. I genuinely don't ever want to do like looking for a new house again. Now, granted, having said that, at least for the next year, my wife is going to be moving into a house up in Maine. So part of her agreement being there for at least another year is she's getting a house. So no more apartment. Have to go to get off the floor right now. All right, Damien, take it easy, brother. Good evening. Hello. Hey, Edwin. Good evening. Happy Sunday evening to you. Nothing worth the money alone, George. I'm an old man who wants a roommate. Oh, yeah. Dude, I get it. I hear you. Yeah. One of the things that I like is arriving back to the Bronx. Oh, nice. Back to the Bronx it is. Yeah, Clint, you don't have to preach to that choir. I get it. This is like one of the things I've told my wife. I never want to live in a place where I have to have I have a shared wall, because if I want to unload on my theater system, I want to unload. I have to get off the right plane right now. Alrighty, take it easy, Damien. There we go. I do love these old models. And that's like, and I'm not going to do it on this one because it's not the design that I have in mind, but I love the way these old models look. There's something about that look. The new design, the new Zaku 2 designs don't have that sort of squat head, you know, look. They just don't have that look. That's for Wise Guys. I recently got the Orgus kit and a 148 Legios kit from them for $40. Oh my God. Really? It's in storage right now, but it's there. Yeah. Dude. Which Legios kit did you get? Because isn't that like a transforming one? That's one of the ones that goes from the flyer mode into the battler mode. Sometimes you need to watch movies like, oh fuck yeah. So if everybody who knows, like I'm a huge X fan, band X from LA. And there was a movie that was put out on them back in 1980. They filmed it in 83, 84, and they released it in 86. And right at the beginning of the movie, play this film loud. Yes. Those guys should be vendors at PatCon. Oh, without a doubt. I think we were trying to get them there last year, and I don't think they made it up. So I think what I'm going to probably end up doing is sicking Mason on them. Yeah, I think it's the Aoshima kit. Yep. So it's the Yaoshima. It's fine. That's the reprint of the original Imai Ari one. Who cares? It's the same molds. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you, Clint. I'm really happy for you. And hopefully you get a chance to build that someday. Don't think about that old folks home. But stubborn prig that he just doesn't want to listen. It's because he doesn't want to have people living around him. Can you blame him? Kids, get off my lawn. Stop with your shit. Richie, someday you too, brother, will understand. There's something about being around people, but when you don't want to be around people, you know what I'm saying? You got an idea. You have good ideas sometimes with this one. Was one of them? Gotta start figuring out PatCon itinerary. Yeah. Meaning of what you're going to be bringing to the show, Dwayne? Yeah, brother. I just hope this year, and I'm going to say that I've been saying it a lot. I enjoyed PatCon a lot last year. It was a fabulous show. Spending 4 hours judging fucked it up bad for me personally, not for the show, but for me. I don't want a repeat of that. I want to be able to spend time with people if possible. All right, let's get a razor saw on this thing. Guys, give me a second. Yep, I'll go with one of these. I do understand. Yeah, no judging this year, George, or we're snatching you back to NYC. Dude, I'll be judging, but it can't be that long. It just can't be that long. Fucking killed me. You know, Sam was up, you know, I know the whole NYC crew was there, you know, except for Richie. But you had Tony there, you know, you even had Diggs there. Let's go with a thicker one. Un momento. Just logistics, drive, fly, hotel, when to meet people, where to eat, etc. Yeah, Dwayne, okay, so I will do this. If people manage to come on up, anybody who comes up and does a drive is going to stay the night before. We'll go do a hangout the night before. There's a really cool ramen restaurant called Chashu, which we can go to. I have absolutely no interest in judging. Peter, this is why I do this for you, my friend, so you don't have to. Yeah, I wore my New York Yankees hat, so this guy stood out. TMI. TMI. Anyway, so yeah, so guys, anybody who comes on up, the night before, if you're staying the night that Saturday night before the show, fuck yeah, we'll go out and hang out. We'll go to a restaurant. We'll get some of the crazy locals and we'll go do that. I know Tony was saying that he might be staying the night before. But, for the little time that I spent with the people who came up, it was a hallmark. I'm gonna just say this, except with the exception of a few models, the majority of the time at a show, I don't remember a lot of the stuff that I saw. Like I said, maybe like a handful of models, Peter's being some of them. Kelsey, the figure painter, that stuff. But armor, planes, Gundams, it's like a lot of it after a while just kind of blends into one. But when you actually spend time with people, that's all that matters. I'll try to make it this year. I'll wear my Yankees cap too. I might even allow you in, Richie. Maybe. You're kind of pushing it right now, brother. I need to plan an extra day at least. Yeah. Yeah, Dwayne. And again, I understand it's a logistical thing. I'm hoping next year to, things start to free up a little financially. My hope is to get to ODO next year. I got Austin, Mason, Spencer, guys who went down this year from up here, and they're like, George, you are going next year. I'm like, all right. Yeah, we'd like to be there the night before, so driving isn't so rough. Yeah, absolutely, Clint. Makes total sense. And again, we'll go out to we'll have dinner that night. If I know how many people are coming, I'll definitely we'll book something. I did that a few years back when Tom came up and Armida. What's Armida's name? Shit. I can't believe I'm spacing out on her name, her Instagram handle. But when she came up, did the same thing. We went out for dinner. Had a great time. Oops. So I'm just trying to clean up these hoses a little bit. David, good morning. How are you? Hey, David here. Oh, David, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, we need to go. ODO was crazy this year. I wish I had a second day for that too. Yeah, that'd be nice. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it to Nationals this year. I was hoping to make it to IPMS Nationals because that's down in Virginia too. But again, financially, just not going to be in the cards. We also have, we're actually, hey, Dwayne, by the way, shit. Are you Northern Virginia or Southern Virginia? Had to go to work because able to walk around sick as hell in the past couple. Oh shit, David, I'm sorry, man. I hope if you feel better. How's your daughter doing? Hopefully she's doing okay. Yeah, our team will plan on it. Head out the time. Yep, awesome. Nova. Oh, so you're Northern Virginia. Okay, great. So we're gonna be in Maryland the last week of June. My daughter is doing her last nationals competition in what's the name of the beach? It's near the Delaware border. Is it Orchard Beach? Or the fuck it's called. She's great. Yeah, as long as she's healthy, that's what matters, David. Good. Anyway, we're gonna be there the last week of June. I'm hoping to meet up with Keel. We tried to do it the last time, but schedules just didn't work out. But we're going to be there for the entire week. She's only got 6 performances, theoretically. No, I know what you're thinking. Trying to constantly sit up herself. Of course, that's what they do. Anyway, Dwayne, if that isn't far enough and it isn't, taking you too far out of your way, that might be something to consider. At this point, I wish I could be. So the funny part is, I asked my wife, it's like, so do we have an itinerary yet? Like schedule and all that other stuff. And she's like, of course, we're not going to have that until like a few days or a week before we head down. It's like, so can't make any substantive plans until we get the itinerary, what her dance schedule is. But we are going to be there for the week. All I'm doing right now, guys, is just doing cleaning up here. What time is it? Wow, gone for over 2 hours. No, actually, just under 2 hours. No shit. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could do this permanently, but oh well. 7 years to retirement. It's always how that stuff works. Absolutely. Ocean City. Thank you. Ocean City. That's it. Appreciate it. I'm gonna try and get some rest. I only slept for 3 hours. Actually, go see what's wrong with me. Go to the prompt care. Yeah, go, David. Always get yourself taken care of. Our general manager this past week, she thought she had like a flu-like thing and was taking meds for it and everything like that, and it kept getting worse. It's like probably not the flu. So yeah, things don't get squared away fast. Seek medical assistance. Clean. Once I get it glued on, I'll just hit it with some thin cement to just kind of melt it all together. My mom going to Ocean City with my cousin for a week. Nice! I got to tell you, that is one of the kitschiest places around, but they've got one of the best sushi restaurants I've ever been to. I was there last year. It's about 2 hours away. Okay, hey, if we can make something work, Dwayne, that'd be great. And if not, I totally understand. I might even be able to drive a little to kind of do some shit. Okay, let's glue this sucker in place. What's nice about this is because there's so few seams, I don't have to worry about installing parts without interfering with something else, at least with this. Got to stop by AAA Hobbies on the way. Yeah, where is that? GTA Ocean City. What's GTA Ocean City? That place is crazy. Not gonna lie, it is a crazy place. It doesn't feel right. Let's try it this way. I'm trying to figure out which side this thing goes on. New Jersey border of PA. Yep. Yeah, one of the bummers of my daughter not going to Temple is we are not going to be able, we won't be going to spending some time down in that area. I love Philadelphia. Visiting Philadelphia was great. But don't get me wrong, I'm excited for her going to Quinnipiac. Very, very excited about that. You know what? Before we glue that on, I'll do some cleanup. Don't need to, but I think just getting some of this stuff cleaned up will make it a little easier. Should be pretty dry at this point. There we go. What week again? I believe it's the last. It's the shit. No, it's actually the week of 4th of July, if I'm correct. Because I think we're driving back. I gotta take a look. I don't. Yeah, I can't get to my calendar right now. But I think it's like the either the last week of June or that first week of July. So it's the I think it's the competition. It's elite dance competition. It's their nationals. They've got two. They have two national events. One's down in Ocean City, Maryland. The other one's on Cape Cod. So decided to go to. It decided to go to the one down in Ocean City. Why? And the first time my wife's like, "Yeah, we're going down to Ocean City." Yeah. And then just seeing it on the board, it's like, "What's this? What's this Cape Cod thing?" Yeah, we don't do that one. Oh, okay. So it's George's belief, my genuine belief, it'll be a nice car ride. Yeah, it's fine. It's actually kind of painless. Though the last time, I think people who remember from 2 years ago, the last time we went down there, so I stupidly put my glasses up on my head, figuring no problem. I'm just gonna wade in a little bit, waded into the water, got knocked over by a massive wave. Got dumped, spun over. First thing I did is I knew it's like, oh shit. I went to go look for my glasses. Gone. Had no spare. So literally, I was kind of out of commission. No more driving the rest of the week. So we drove back. My wife drove all the way back. I said, "Look, we can hit the highway. I'll be fine." She goes, "No fucking way." And we're on something, but I'm burnt out on all the current projects. Yeah. Nick, question. Are Can I ask why you're burned out? What is it about the current projects that's causing you to be burned out? One of the benefits of having and again of having not a sizable backlog, but having any kind of a backlog is if something kind of like gets frustrating, you can move on to something else. I need to work on something, but I'm burned out on all the current projects. Yeah. Hello. The only part of the drive down to Maryland, the only thing I hate driving through New York. Fucking hate it. If you leave early enough, it's fine. I'm gonna do a little bit of. When we get the paint phase, we might do something about that. I think it's time management with having the kids. I need some real time to eventually get something done. So it's the lack of progress, I think. Yeah. Yeah, Nick, I don't envy you. I know that this is one of the things that obviously there are two things. If we think about like, the traditional modelers um life track, right? They'll do modeling as kids. They'll stop when they're either going through college, starting their careers, getting married initially. They may pick up a little bit, then they have kids, and then it plummets again. And then once the kids have kind of like moved on or old enough, and they're like, okay, I got some time on my hands, that's when it starts to pick up again. There's no great way around the city. Gotta go, yeah, west early or 84. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's a time suck either way. Yeah, that's the problem, right? The last time when we were coming back, my wife, of course, she just hates driving. And the funny thing is, she grew up in Houston. Now, granted, Houston and New York City, two different things. But she's the one who drove through, and she was like, just like, all right, just kind of staying focused. Yeah, totally get it. I'll probably be on for about another 10 minutes. I'm gonna head upstairs and just see how everybody's doing. Way different. Yep. Way different. Yeah. Yeah. As crazy as Houston traffic is, it doesn't hold a candle to New York. Couldn't drive in New Mexico because the roads were too straight. Was he going batshit crazy? It's like, what the fuck? I can't. Dude, I need to be kind of jerking my head around all the time, seeing what's going to come up and try to hit me. It's just too straight. Well, here in New England, of course, when you've got basically civil engineering by cows, you stop and change drivers after begging to get behind the wheel. That's funny. How long did he last? 10 minutes. That's funny. That's funny. So this is another one of those little contrasts, right? Like working on this, the amount of seams on this thing that have to get fixed, it's excessive, right? But I can tolerate it on this model, whereas I can't tolerate it on this, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's just it's I don't know if it's simpler. Even the seams, it's like, okay, you know what you have to do. Like, this is just hot garbage. Everything lines up. Yeah, exactly. Things still line up. Now, there's a little bit of an area, like, take a look underneath here. The two halves did not come perfectly together, so you do have a bit of a ramp down, but it should be very easy to scrape away and get it repaired. You can almost see it right there underneath the chin. It's fixable. It's not so massive like if I try to fix this and it fucks up something else. It's like, well, there's like a little area here that needs to get fixed, and this is going to take no effort to fix. And it's not going to cause, like a massive amount of destruction in getting it done. Hey, Nick, question for you. But the tip of the nose aligns, and so does the visor. Yeah, the visor's aligned. There's got a couple of rough areas here, but it's fairly straightforward to fix. Hey, Nick, question. Do you have, can you just snap something together? Would that at least help in some way? Like if you find, like, I've got a model that I've wanted to work on. It's not perfect. It's not exactly what I want to do, but you know what? Hey, maybe I can just snap build this thing. Would that be something you can do? And then maybe as you're snapping it together, you can kind of come up with whatever you need to do to make it, hopefully when you get done with it, it'll be ready for when you hit the workbench. I'm kind of curious as to, like I said, I didn't go through that because I didn't do this hobby while we had kids, and I know it's difficult when you got young kids. It's very difficult. I am going to cut the part that I'm not going to worry about this. This head's just going to get dropped in afterward. I'm going to cut the part that allows it to spin because this is going to be a statue when we're all done anyway. Oops, over some paints. Yeah, as long as things align. What's also fascinating, and one of these days I'll pull out the book as well, when you take a look at the stuff, so keeping in mind that the 1/100 scale, the 1/144 scale stuff back in the day, this is how rough it came, right? And when you see the level of work that was done, let's see how many people. You know what? Fuck it. We'll do it right now. I'll put the tools away. We'll do this as a last thing, and then we'll call it a session. And not just Gundams, because the same thing with, if you take a look at like the hobby books from way back in the day that worked on planes and tanks and all that other shit, right? Yeah, things to snap, but it doesn't bring the same. Oh, it absolutely doesn't. I don't disagree with you at all. Almost feels tedious to just snap something to throw back in a box. Yeah, totally understandable. Time bench doesn't need to mean modeling directly. There's that too. Guys, give me a second. I'm gonna bring out a couple books. I'll bring out this one right here. So this is one that I've had forever and a day. Hobby Japan, the Zeta Gundam series stuff. Smash something with a hammer. Exactly. When did this come out? Zeta came out in 1985, 86. So this book is probably from 86, 87. But when you look at things like, I'm gonna skip the scratch built stuff. As an example, scratch built DO. back in the day, because the O was never introduced as a Zeta kit back in the 80s. I said he did a huge workbench upgrade and organized most time at the bench, just watching Gio or Mike and doing nothing, just enjoying my time. Yeah, that's actually not a bad thing either sometimes. But if you take a look at some of the finish work, it's kind of rough, but this is all handmade. Okay. Looking at the level of finish, that's the Palace Athene. These are not the modern HGs. These are the original 1980s models, which, having built enough of these things, they're rough. But if you take a look at the Palace Athene and look at the finish work that was done on it, right? Okay. That's scratch built, so we're going to skip on that. Okay. This is the 220 scale Kubli. And again, sorry guys. So when we look at things like this, Gaza C, well, I'll just show you this. Gaza C scratch built. Now I'll show you this one too. This is the O scratch built. So we go back in time and we look at what was done. It's don't get me wrong, it ain't perfect, but they did go out of their way. That's the G Defensor with the Gundam Mark II. And again, if you take a look at like the panel lining, it's a little rough. But the level of work that was at one point done on these things, again, you can take a shit model and still do something really good with it. Now, again, not perfect. If you take a look at the venting, you can see the seam line. But in general, that's actually pretty well done. So we're talking about something that came out, these were done 40 years ago. And the level of quality and finish is still pretty impressive, if you take the time to do things right. So you can take this old model and make some magic happen with it, right? So anyway, so with that, I think I'm going to call it a morning session. I'm going to head upstairs and go see how the family is doing. The girls are probably still sleeping because I think they were probably up late. But my wife is starting to wake up because I can hear water running. But with that, guys, stay safe and stay sane. Thanks for being on this morning. I really do appreciate it quite a bit. This is a fun morning of conversation. And this is kind of what I appreciate the most. Look, if I've said it many times. If people come here to learn something about scale modeling, maybe not. Likely not. But I'd like to think that at least as we're building models, and Nick, I hope that you find your mojo as well. Again, you find the time to be able to do it. But as we build together, this is like a virtual build session. I'm hoping that people just enjoy having fun, just building stuff, and we can talk about stuff. That's what it's all about. It's about maintaining that communication between friends, new and old. Have a good day, Nick. And Dwayne, you too, man. Enjoy the day. So guys, continue to do this good work. Go out there and show the love and the respect that we have for other people. It's a crazy world. It's getting darker and crazier by the day. It's up to us to make it better. So show some love to other people out there. And with that, I'll be back on tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. I'm off tomorrow. Unfortunately, I will still do just a short show, but I hope to see you guys tomorrow morning. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays. Love you all, and peace.